place is about to become a sea of sweat, ear-shattering music, and puke. Jimmy, I've told you 10,000 times, girls drink free, dudes pay full freight.
They are dudes. Hi everybody, I'm Tim Estiloz for Boston Latino TV, coming to you from outside of the popular House of Blues Club, where plenty of rock and roll bands come to play. And you know, in the new film Rock of Ages, the 80s has a big part in this movie, featuring lots of big hair, some funky clothes, and plenty of head-banging rock and roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, the icon of rock, Dicey Jacks.
I am gonna light this place on fire.
The musical anthem of sex, drugs, and rock and roll once famously defined much of the 80s heavy metal music scene. But in the new film Rock of Ages, that defiant code of excess gets watered down to a PG-13 status, garnering some heavily mixed results.
You're a singer, and you have real talent.
That stage is a pedestal. When you're up there, you're untouchable.
Based on the Broadway musical of the same name, Rock of Ages is full of musical and plotline mashups that either wonderfully succeed or spectacularly crash and burn, depending on who's doing the crooning, the dancing, or the hit-or-miss staging under the orchestration of director Adam Shankman.
There's only one thing I can say to you. I wanna rock. I wanna rock. I want to rock. Oh yeah, I wanna rock.
Rock of Ages blends the stories of sweet little Sherry, played by Julianne Hough, just a small-town girl from Oklahoma who comes to the big bad city of LA, hoping to break into the music biz on the Sunset Strip. But it's not long before Sherry has a big reality check.
Do you dance?
I'm a better singer.
I don't need a singer. And you're a pretty girl. You want to make some real money? You gotta dance. You also have to be tough too. And you don't look too tough to me.
Eventually, Sherry meets wannabe rocker Drew Boley, played by a terribly miscast, squeaky clean Diego Boneta, who works at the famous Bourbon Room with dreams of one day becoming a head-banging rock and roll headliner himself one day.
One guitar, somewhere down low, was a one-way ticket, only one way to go. So I started rocking, ain't never gonna stop, no. Gotta keep on rocking, someday gonna make it to the top.
However, the Bourbon Room is having plenty of problems of its own. Cash flow and business under the ownership of Dennis Dupree, played by Alec Baldwin, and his right-hand man Lonnie, played by Russell Brand, essentially playing himself here, are causing some major headaches.
This place is about to become a sea of sweat, ear-shattering music, and puke. So start drinking now.
Dennis, the club owner, is pinning his hopes on rock and roll superstar Stacey Jacks, played by Tom Cruise, in a surprisingly good bit of stunt casting to launch his solo career by performing a one-night concert at the club. Cruise is one of this film's highlights, channeling a boozy mix of aged Bret Michaels and Axl Rose, tinged with a shot or two of Jack Daniels.
Let me tell you something. I know me better than anyone. Because I live in here. 8 minutes.
You just said 4.
3.
Gumming up the works even more for the club is Catherine Zeta-Jones as the mayor's wife on a Tipper Gore-like crusade against rock and roll, with a particular fixation on the aforementioned Stacey Jacks.
Man is responsible for so much filth. He's like a machine that spews out 3 things: sex, hateful music, and sex.
Director Adam Shankman fails to bring the same magic with transferring Rock of Ages from the stage to the screen as he once did with the film Hairspray. Many of the sequences simply don't have the same electricity that they might have had on Broadway. Now, that doesn't mean every song in this 80s playlist fails to evoke some fun nostalgia. And even a cheesy mashup face-off featuring the music of Starship versus Twisted Sister manages to evoke both a wince and a smile. The film's biggest liability is Diego Boneta in the lead. This is a film about rock and roll, and Boneta has about as much heavy metal edge as a dull butter knife.
I decided if I couldn't see Stacey Jacks, I was gonna be Stacey Jacks.
However, on the plus side, the best thing about Rock of Ages is Tom Cruise, who fully commits to his burnt-out rocker Stacey Jacks with all the right touches of self-absorption, apathy, and rocker charisma. Cruise seems to be having a playful blast in this against-type role, and it shows both offstage and on.
Stacey Jacks, he gives until it hurts.
Now, overall, Rock of Ages plays out like one long evening of 1980s rock and roll karaoke. But hey, some people like karaoke. And if you know that going in, you might find yourself liking Rock of Ages after all. I'm Tim Estiloz for Boston Latino TV.
Legendary Stacey Jacks.